Hi guys, it's Amy from Oyster Bay Yoga. Here today because I want to share with you a couple of exercises that you can do as an antidote to having to sit a lot during the day, whether that's in a desk chair, whether you have to spend a lot of time in the car. And some of these exercises are great for helping you improve your posture. When we sit with really poor posture for long stretches of time, you know how it feels. We get really tense in the neck and in the shoulders. It can contribute to lower back pain. And so we can use our yoga practice as a great way to build strength and to let go of some of that tension from sitting with poor posture. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do at home. If you have a bolster at home, grab that and have that with you for today. And if you have a blanket, you could grab that. If you don't have a blanket, a towel would work just fine. So grab your mat, a bolster, a blanket, and meet me back here. I'm going to head over to my mat first to show you a couple of passive things that you can do to help open up the front of your chest. So when we sit in this rounded position, the chest muscles tend to get really short and really weak in this position. So we want to stretch and strengthen the front of our chest here, and we want to rest in a position that's going to keep us a little bit more open in the front of the body. So I have my bolster back behind me on the mat here. This is a restorative pose that you can take at the beginning of your practice, or you can even take Shavasana here. So I'll show you how I come into it. I have my feet on the floor and I have my hands back behind me. I lift my seat just an inch, I tuck my tailbone, and then I lay myself back so that I have just like an inch of space between my seat and the end of the bolster there. I use my hands to support myself as I lay back. And then once I'm settled, I just kind of rock the head a bit from side to side. And if you are really tense in your neck and you want to use a blanket, you can take a blanket or a towel and lay it down where your head is, just to create a little support for the neck. So coming back the same way, it would look like this. And then once you're back here, I like to keep my knees bent and my feet on the floor, especially if you're somebody who has lower back pain. This is a nice supportive way to sit for the low back. You can also extend the legs if that feels more comfortable for you, and you might get a nice stretch in your hip flexors when you do that. But I'll keep my feet on the floor. Arms can come out either into a T position, or if that's a little too intense across the chest, you can bring the arms a little bit closer toward the sides of the bolster. Either way, just let the elbows relax and hang down to the floor, and you can close your eyes. And you can spend as much time as you like here. And the longer you hold, you're going to start to feel the shoulders wrap around the bolster. And then if you have your arms down alongside of you, you can progress with this by gradually sliding the arms further out into that T position. And you'll get a really nice opening across your chest. And so we'll just spend a few moments relaxing here, deepening the breathing and letting go of resistance in the arms and in the shoulders. So notice if there's any gripping, any tension there across your chest and down your arms, and do your best to release it. We'll just take 2 more breaths. And then if the eyes are still closed, just gently blink your eyes open. And you can support yourself with your hand as you roll off of the bolster and walk yourself up to sit. And then you can take your props and bring them off to the side. And I want to show you a more active stretch. So once you spend a few moments in the reclined restorative position, back on the bolster, you can come up and take a little bit more active stretch for the chest. So all you need is a wall here. I'm going to walk over to the wall, and I'm walking myself really close to it. I don't have to be leaning up against the wall, but I just have like an inch of space between my belly and the wall. And then I'm going to take my right arm straight out into a T position with my palm flat on the wall and the fingers spread. And then I'm going to turn my feet away from my hand, so in the opposite direction of the hand that's extended. And then I want to make sure I'm standing really tall with good posture. And you can ease into this, and you're going to feel a much deeper stretch in that same area we were just relaxing when we were on our back on the bolster. So you can hold this for a few breaths. And if you'd like to deepen, you can take the opposite hand behind the back, grab onto your shirt if you can, and then use that as leverage to roll your left shoulder back and down away from the ear. And then if it feels good, you can roll the head out a bit here, take a couple of neck rolls, be gentle. And then you'll come back to neutral and slowly unwind yourself, shake out the arms, and you can switch sides. So then bring the left arm straight out to T, turn your feet away from the hand, stand up tall, and then option to take the right hand behind the back, grab the shirt, and roll the head of the right shoulder back, opening across the chest, breathing deeply. And then with an exhale, unwind. And release and shake it out. And you can take a couple of rounds like that if that felt good. Feel free to take a few more rounds just stretching the chest. You can take as long as you like on the bolster. I want to share with you an exercise that you can use to strengthen your back muscles, right? So we get a little weak in our back body as well when we sit with bad posture. So we're going to come down onto our belly. So just ease your way down. And we're going to start by just lengthening the spine. So crawling the fingertips long, walking the legs back, making the body as long as we possibly can. Firing up the muscles in the legs, and then with an inhale, we're going to lift into a Shalabhasana with arms and legs extended. This is your inhale. As you exhale, then see if you can practice squeezing your elbows toward each other behind the back and even getting a little more lift across the chest. As you inhale, re-extend the arms, stay lifted, and exhale, we'll release. So now moving in rhythm with the breath. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we squeeze, lift a little higher. Inhale, reach. Exhale, and release. Keep the neck soft the whole time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Let's do two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, and release. And then you can make a little pillow with your palms and just rest your forehead or your cheek and gently rock out the hips, releasing tension from the low back. And then I'll show you one of my other favorite stretches, exercises to reduce tension in your upper body. So if you make your way up into Tadasana, stand with your feet a little bit wider than your sit bones. Take a generous bend into the knees and then drape over the legs for ragdoll. Taking grab of opposite elbow and letting the weight of the head just hang. And you'll get a lot of benefit from this pose if you just hold. So finding a little bit of stillness, and it can also feel good to sway the body from side to side. So you can spend a few breaths swinging, shaking out the head, softening the jaw, and then you can take a few breaths in stillness, and you'll feel that nice release in the shoulders and all down the spine. And then when you're ready to come out, you can drop the elbows and slowly roll your way back up to stand. So, I hope that you found these 4 exercises helpful, and if you practice them every day, you're going to see a big difference in your posture. So you can do these before you go to bed at night, or you can add them into your yoga practice. So remember, we laid back on the bolster. We took our stretch at the wall across the chest. We came and did our back exercises, so that variation of Shalabhasana, and then we ended with a ragdoll. So try to add those in if you can. Please let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything else I can help you with. It's been my pleasure, and have a great day.